confidence. They came into this game only, I think, one game short behind the Lakers. I think the Lakers won 50 games. They won 49. And their team is well balanced. I thought Jaden tonight for them was exceptional. A 6'8" guy that plays with a 7-foot wingspan. Defense was exceptional on Luka and whoever he was on. He got 25 points. Mm-hmm. They took 41 threes tonight, and they hit a lot of them. They hit a lot of them uncontested. They're a really good defensive team. This team scared me when the Lakers drew them. You have to play your best games, or at least put forth your best efforts. You can't turn the ball over. You can't have defensive, inconsistencies. So many uncontested threes, helping and leaving threes open. JJ is going to have a lot to turn this around because Minnesota's they sniff it. Mm-hmm. They know that they're a good team. Gobert stayed in the game, protected the paint. So, yeah, and they really did a good job of attacking Reeves. They knew that one of those three had to be contained, so they went at Reeves a lot, mismatch. And with the size of Naz Reid and Jaden, those guys are 6'8", 6'9". They're tough. So when you throw Edwards in there, and they're going to be tough to deal with when you give them that one game at home. Now they have home court advantage. So yeah, JJ's going to have his work cut out to how he can turn this around. We needed that week off, to get rest. But sometimes that week off can, soften you up a little bit. And the Lakers playing at home in a playoff game just could not match the intensity and the strength and the grind that Minnesota was bringing, from that middle of that first quarter throughout the rest of the game. They just could not match it.
I think, too, big game, you say when you just see that lineup right there, you use the word sniff them out, and you talk about that week off. Minnesota also had that week off, and that the performances you saw from them across the board tonight was that they were sitting there listening to what everyone was saying, not giving them a chance in this series, and they came out. Talk about McDaniels, talk about 25 points. He only missed 2 shots, 11 of 14 from the field, not to mention the defensive assignments that he took on himself. They really just rolled the Lakers plus 18 from 3, plus 19 on the fast break, plus 30 in bench production, plus 12 inside out, just owned in game 1.
Allie, here's the big picture disappointment about today. This regular season started October 22nd, almost 6 months ago. Lakers worked hard, did what they had to do. They got the 3rd seed in the West, home court advantage in the first round. First game 1 in LA in 13 years, James, and the Lakers lost home court in 1 game. Of course, it's basketball. You can get it back. You got to win something in Minnesota, but I think just that second quarter was really a tough one for the Lakers. You can't lose any quarter by 18 in the playoff game and not expect some serious repercussions. And Allie, you talk about Jaden McDaniels. No one will be surprised if he's NBA All-Defense again. I'm not that surprised by his scoring tonight. He had a bunch of time right before and right after the All-Star break where a lot of guys were hurt, including Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo. And in the month of February, Jaden McDaniels averaged almost 19 points a game. Mm-hmm. So he has shown, this is new for him, an offensive aptitude, and it definitely came out tonight. This team shot the ball really well. That's the good news for the Lakers. Minnesota's a top 5 team in three-point accuracy in the regular season. They're not going to shoot 50% again from 3.
I hope not.
Yeah, right, exactly, right. So that's the one good point for the Lakers. This team was red hot that they went up against. Lakers just couldn't match it.
You know what could certainly help that? If you apply more physicality, and I'm going to lean into kind of this narrative because I think JJ hit us all at the end of that third quarter in his interview with George Sedano. One, he said it in the pregame. 2 keys to this one: execute and play hard. At the end of that third quarter, despite the 17-6 run, his quote was, "We finally played with an intensity level that warrants the playoffs." It was regular season to start. Mm-hmm. If there is a message coming in versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, you better be ready to match them physicality-wise.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it was a regular season game. I'd say it was like a preseason game, like in Ontario somewhere. I mean, look, the playoffs is a whole different monster because you get one team for 7 games or whatever you're going to play them, and that's all you're focusing on. You're not in New York on Tuesday. You're not in Philly on Wednesday. You're not off on Thursday to be in Boston on Friday. That's not the way it works. You got one team, so you got the same nasty guys coming back at you, and they have confidence. Nas has confidence. Jaden, Dante, all of them feel like, you know, we can beat this team after this one game at home. So, yeah, they're not going to shoot. I don't think they're going to stay that hot. But if the Lakers don't match their physicality, I didn't think Rui, I'm just saying, I don't think he was there tonight. They kind of manhandled him as well, too. And that's not what you expect out of Rui. And you look at our plus-minus points, it's all negative. So, and I think that's just not because of missed shots, not because of, you know, scoring or anything like that. It's lack of effort, lack of intensity, lack of matching their effort and letting them, you know, knock you around and push you around. That's not what's going to in game two. JJ's got a big task to get them back on track defensively.
Yeah, your friend Byron Scott, when he was on here about a month and a half ago, he gave the Lakers role players the nickname the Dogs. Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, combined they had eight points tonight on offense. Really not much of an impact defensively. Maybe not enough of an impact defensively. We just showed a bunch of Minnesota threes in the highlight package there. A lot of them were uncontested. So it goes back to exactly what you said, Allie. When JJ was talking to the ESPN sideline reporter in the second half, he said, hey, you know, we've got to give some effort and show up like it's a postseason and not the regular season.
Speaking of JJ, let's hear from him. He's speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
JJ, you went into the second quarter up 7. What did you see flip in the game at that point?
They were able.
Ăn của bạn Duy. Nói ta giảm cân ta chả ăn gì, chúng nó mua ta cho hết. Xin chào cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng, và hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là lợn, con lợn. Mọi người, hôm nay vòng của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là lợn hồng.
Không ngờ luôn. Cũng không ngờ luôn. Chỉ sói mức đấy.
Lợn này.
Nhâm mua cho mẹ cái gì?
Đi căng tin mua kẹo, mua cơm cháy, mua các kiểu, mua các thứ. Hôm qua thằng Cường nó còn cho ta Oreo, cho cút tết cơ.
Cho cái gì?
Cút tát, bánh à? Bánh bông lan. Ban đầu Thùy Dương nó ăn của thằng Cường, nó mua ăn cơm cháy các thứ đấy. Ta không nói cho là đứa nào mua đâu, tại vì ta sợ nó trêu ta, giống như kiểu nó trêu thằng Sáng ở giờ đi đến đâu nó tất gọi sách thì su, nó tất gọi ta thế mà. Ta sợ chơi chả đến đâu, sau nó trêu thế ngại.
Nó gọi mẹ, ai gọi mẹ là cái gì?